it's Mom with Matt's time. I'm Matt via Skype, and with me is an empty bench.
Yeah.
And we have Jim on the other end of Skype. So hopefully you can hear us both. So we'll see. And we'll go from there. We'll bring it on the YouTubes. Let's see. See if it's going to give me the same problem they did last week. Last week it wouldn't even let me get on.
Now I can see you. You can see me. We're both on the YouTube.
Nice.
Wow, that looks real. The delay is insane, but, whatever.
It says... Can't see what it says for the delay. Oh, come on. Yep, there we are. For the delay. Wow. Okay, yeah, there is some delay.
Yeah. It's pretty expensive, too. That's all right. I'm more concerned about people being able to hear us.
Right.
But, yeah.
And you can hear us?
Other than that, it looks... Yeah.
Good.
I mean, it's like watching an old Kung Fu movie. Your mouth does not match your words. But that's okay.
Gotcha. Well, let's see. See if I can flip between the different cams here. Let's see. So it's just me. So I am working on more of the F-111 here. Oh, it's not showing me on there. That's not good.
It's not showing you on the YouTube?
No, it's not. It's not picking up my cam. What about? I gotta switch over here. Let's see if I change it to the IPEVO. There we go. I gotta do it that way.
Yeah, on Skype, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So F-111 coming along. It's actually reversed now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So working on the engines, intakes. Hey, George is on.
Hey, George.
Sorry for the late start. I had to be teacher guy tonight. My students were doing a Christmas concert tonight, so got to do the thing that pays the bills.
Right. Always.
Yep.
Paying bills, so important.
And Matt's gonna be on in a little bit to hopefully on the live chat or see if he can pop into the Skype. So.
Matt number 2?
Matt number 2.
Okay. So,
what you working on, Jim?
I'm letting the tank dry because I got the decals on.
Nice.
And I just put some future on it, so that's got to dry for 24 hours, and then chipping. And I'm going to do a pin wash. The chipping is a 2-part. I'm going to do light and then fill a little bit of the light in with some of the rust, aka Uncle Night Shift.
Okay.
But he's coming along nicely. I should have this thing done a week, maybe 2.
Okay, cool.
Right. It'll be the first group build I've ever finished.
Good.
Hey guys.
Hi, Ken.
You can.
How's it going?
Going well.
I also had to go back in and change Herr Commandant here because his skin did not take. It was like super dark. So I had to go back in with a lighter wash, and it turned out amazing.
Nice.
On focus, which is so disappointing. This camera.
Yeah.
So I thought I would work on some miniatures tonight, do a little dry brushing.
I say that's not a miniature in front of you. That's a big miniature.
This is a Christmas present. So last year, I don't know if you guys know about Mass Effect, but last year, Alex, Wendy's daughter, got her a Tali figure. Remember, that's the one I took to the show.
Right.
And she 3D printed it. The sculpt was amazing. This year, she got her, and I can't remember this gal's name to save my life now. But I had to have Alex help me because obviously I don't know the colors, but this is the figure for her, and this is her Christmas present.
Gotcha. Cool.
So, yeah. So right now I'm just doing a little fitting because whoever printed this, I want to find him and beat him.
Probably the same guy that printed Wonder Woman.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I guess they forget that people are actually going to be putting this together and working on this. You know, when I sent the two dragons off to your friend, well, I can't remember her name now, but for her two kids, I made sure that those pieces fit together better than these ever did.
Gotcha.
And I even sent instructions. I mean, you can't do anything without instructions, right?
Right. So, Ken, what you working on?
I'm weathering up the Grumman Wildcat, the monogram kit here.
Nice. That is looking sharp.
Thanks. There's a real long lag. There's like a 30-second lag from me talking and moving my model, and then when I'm singing on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know if you guys see that. But it's funny because I'm looking at my computer screen. Yes, so that's 30 seconds from the time I was talking about till the time I'm picking up the model.
Gotcha.
It's weird. It's weird.
We all just want to be in the future like George.
Yep.
Yeah.
George is eating lunch and watching today. Let's see. And Matt just joined in. He says, "Hello, crew. My apologies for not being live in studio. Family priorities going on." So we totally understand that. So.
Yeah, I'm only going to be here till about 10 o'clock my time, so it'll be 9 o'clock your time.
Okay. Well, glad you popped in.
And happy 50th birthday.
Why, thank you. I was just telling Jim, I got this amazing video with like these people that I know and hang out with and stuff, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was surprised when Tiffany sent me a message. I'm like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
She got that's awesome. Yeah.
Here's like 4 days before mine.
Ah, gotcha. So you just had your birthday?
Yeah,
gotcha.
Sunday.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mine's not until May. Thank God.
Ah.
I'm a summer baby.
Yeah. So is my son.
So in Missouri, when you have your birthday, do you have to like have your car registered for that year? Is that how they do it there? Or
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. We do our driver's license every 10 years, and it's always renewed on your for your birthday. So.
Yeah, mine's every 5 years for the driver's license, but registration and inspection is every year, and it's your birthday month. But you can do the inspection earlier.
Ah.
I think I can do it in September, October, November. But
Gotcha. Our cars are based on when you buy them.
Yeah.
So like we just bought a car, and let's see, it's now the license is for July. The only problem with that is here in Missouri, if you have a vanity plate or a personalized license plate, those are also due in
Yeah.
July too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so weird here because I bought the car new and it was in April. I had it new and I had to bring it in last week to get the inspection sticker. And it took them like almost an hour to inspect it. I'm like, it shouldn't take that long. It's brand new. It should pass right away.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Well, thank you, George, for welcoming me to the Half Century Club. I've had numerous people do that, so I appreciate it. Let's see. Matt wants to know how's everybody going tonight, or what's going on. So, let's see. Jim's working on the Tiger and some minis. Ken's working on that Wildcat there. Let's see.
Having fun with oil paints.
Yeah, and George is eating lunch, so that's what's going on.
George is eating lunch.
George is eating lunch. Let's see.
So how did the half track turn out?
He's still working on it for Teddy. He's still working on it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. And silly me, forgot to post the link in Facebook.
So they let you back on Facebook?
Yes, we still can't broadcast though. Yeah, absolutely dumb.
What are the communists?
So good times.
Good times. Well, you don't need the Facebooks. The book of faces.
I just gotta scroll back. There's the join the Skype. Get that to Scott. Is that there? Oh. There we go. And put that there. Because I'm talking out loud, because I can.
Well, sometimes I need expert advice. I talk to myself all the time.
And
Sometimes I'm singing to myself down in the workshop.
there are times I'm my own best friend.
She'll say, "Oh, I have my karaoke guy singing down in the basement."
Why don't you just wait for the swearing? If she hears the real quiet, honey, that means I'm hurt.
Yeah.
That's never
That
good.
means well.
Yeah,
Try not to do
I
it.
stab myself with an X-Acto knife. I don't tell her that.
Let's see. Man, there's Scott.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Scott.
How's everybody doing?
Doing all
How
right.
you doing?
I am in masking camouflage hell.
Ah.
I'm coming up with a pattern for my first machining Krieger figure, and I'm putting making little balls out of AK putty to put on it.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
So, Scott, did you post a question on the Plastic Posse podcast, people?
Yeah.
They answered it with this latest one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to listen to it.
Oh, I was on, what was the other one I was on? The one with the guys from Kentucky.
Oh, the Mojo guys.
Yeah, they mentioned me on that one too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've turned into a little bit of a podcast fanatic, so I'm really, I mean, that's because you know I my commute's so long, it's like it's worth every minute, you know.
Just don't forget us little people when you get famous.
Yeah, when I go to nationals next year, I'll introduce everybody.
There you go.
No, yeah, because I mean, but those podcasts are costing me a lot of money. Every time I listen to an episode, I'm like, ooh, I gotta go find where that is.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how I got into this Machine Krieger crap and spent all my money on lacquer paints and bought a new set of lacquer paints. I mean, it's like,
Which lacquer paint, Scott?
I picked up AK Recolor. I got Mr. Color, and I got some Tamiya. So I got to give all a little try. But
I like the Mr.
Go ahead.
I like the Mr. Color. That stuff's great. You can thin it down, and their metal colors, they're super metallics. They're just fantastic.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah, no, this is, I've used some of their side products. Like, I just bought my first bottle of the leveling thinner. I've never had it all these years. I never bought a bottle of that, so I'm going to go a little crazy.
I can't find stuff anywhere. I've looked probably like 6 different online places, and no one has it in stock.
I got it at Schaefer's Hobby here in St. Louis.
Oh, they have Mr. Leveling Thinner?
Yeah.
The leveling thinner.
Nice.
All my normal suppliers don't have it.
So here's my, the putty out of putting it on there. So these are fun little kits. I don't know if anybody's built Machine Krieger, but I'm definitely hooked.
I have a couple kits, and one of these days I'm going to build them because they do look pretty cool.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I started with the 135th scale stuff, instead of before I go to that 120, just to get the feel of it, Yeah, so now I'm doing my pattern, doing like a OD green and it's an Israeli gray, a green gray that they put on their aircraft. I love that color.
George says bought the AK Real Color on clearance. Good sets. He also says that self-leveling thinner and lacquers effortless compared to water-based acrylic. It's just smelly, he said.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I like the AK stuff because you can buy these little kits. Like this one here is U.S. Air Force TAC Southeast Asia scheme, so it comes with all the colors for that. And then I got my latest one is IDF Israeli colors. So they come in these nice little sets. So I'm like, oh, I'll give them a try.
That's what I like with the Vallejo.
Yeah, I got a lot of those too. And then I picked up this Vietnam AK-3 third generation Vietnam kit. Yeah, I go out to Mark Point. I usually don't leave with less than $100 in the till. Damn it! Go out for one thing and you come back with, oh, that's a nice kit.
Like George likes to say, today on kits I didn't need this week.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that a lot. it's like when I see somebody do something, like, man, that looks cool as hell. You know? Yeah. So what the question I posted on there was, I think was, what do you plan on doing or doing new? Was that the one?
Improving
Yeah, improving on
in 2024. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went and got me some. I'm working on this BMPT Terminator tank, and so I went and got me some Ukrainian soldiers. They look like they're like posing with it, and so one guy's got like a cell phone, and the other ones are all messing around on the tank. So I think that'd be a pretty cool little diorama. So I'm working on figures and dioramas, and it's gonna be my first one. I spent a bunch of money on like bushes and trees and grass, and got to figure out how to do static grass, and I'm expanding my horizons.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
That's what this is all about. You like the static grass. There's something really, I don't know what it is, but there's something just fun about doing it.
Yeah. I got like, one of the good little kits, and I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I tried to make a homemade one, and it was all right, but now that I've used the one from, what is it? Woodland Scenics or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's like the mothership, right? That's like the best one out there.
That thing is awesome.
Yeah.
Woodland Scenics is actually a Missouri company. They're based in Lynn Creek, Missouri, just outside of Jeff City.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Woodland?
Yeah, Woodland Scenics is based in Missouri.
Wow. Some of that.
I'm going to switch over to my airbrush show. I'm going to mute you guys for a second.
All right. Now, Ken, what you're doing is something I want to. That's what I want to try in 2024 is using oil paint and all that kind of stuff to do weathering.
It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the oil stuff because you can really it really livens things up. I'm on this one. I'm doing kind of half and half. Half of it's with oil, and the other half is with the MIG, the enamel washes.
Oh, the oil
what's great is you can use the same. Yeah, you can use the same. No, they're just the washes. Like this one here is the Starship wash, so it's an enamel wash, but you can use the same odorless thinners for both the oils and the wash. So
gotcha.
I just like some of the colors. Like on this wing, on the wings here, they had a dark, or they had a blue for Panzer gray. So I used that on the kind of the panel lines because they were raised, but just to sort of make them pop out a little, and then went into the center panels with just a touch of white down here on my palette, and there's some Grumbacher white paint I had just to sort of bring it down a little. It kind of looks strong, but I know once I get a clear coat over it, it tends to dull it down.
Take it down a little bit.
Yeah, it a little bit.
I did that on that Academy F14 that I did. I used that the oil washes after watching Will Patterson do it on his F18.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, on the P40. And
yeah,
the
P40 looks awesome. The one that he's running.
Oh yeah, and it's so easy to work with. And if you don't like it, it just goes. You can make it go away.
Yeah, the problem I had on this is the blue color. I used the Life Color, which are acrylics, and it's a great, nice, smooth finish. But the problem is, I had to put a lot of probably like 2 or 3 coats of clear over that because it's so flat, and the clear just sucks up the flat. To get the decals to sit down, I need a couple of clear coats. But I used a lacquer clear coat, and I was afraid I'd get some, like sometimes you'll get peeling and it'll lift right up. But luckily I just did some light coats, and then I didn't have any lifting problems. So, and now I did that on another one, and I had done Life Color, and then I clear coated over, but I had a real heavy coat. And Life Color lifted in a spot where it was heavy. But
Oh, wow.
once it dries, I'll settle back down. So I said, well, I won't do that again.
It's always a learning experience.
Well,
Yeah.
a Wildcat's looking really good.
Thank you. So this kit I picked up at a show a couple of years ago was only $5. The guy was like, "Yeah, $5." I'm like, hey, that'll be a fun little build, and things like that are great to just sort of experiment with, because if it goes wrong, it's like, what the heck? It's only $5.
It's $5.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like, it's just $5.
So when I go to build the Edward kit, I'll know what worked and what didn't work and what I liked and what I didn't like. So hopefully that'll translate to a better looking model, because that Edward kit has some fantastic detail on it. But it's been a lot of fun. It really has. I've enjoyed it.
Now,
So
my skill I'm trying to improve on is my airbrush control. Trying to get, because I tend to use it like a spray tan, and that's not good. So like, for the tank, I started using it with, because I've got a stopper on the back of it that I can do that with, and I damn near almost got it cranked down closed. So they're very light touch, very, real close to the bottle, getting everything on it that I want to get on it, and it turned out good. I even got a coloring book because I was watching some YouTube video about it. Some guy who does like freehand airbrush work. He says if you want to practice, get a coloring book and use your airbrush on the coloring book.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That really is.
So that's what I've been doing, trying to improve that, and I guess we'll see.
What you doing? Just coloring?
Go ahead.
Let's see. So Matt and George, do you hear us all right? I know there's the delay, but I'm just curious. George said he did an airbrush art course online, but it doesn't help when you're painting a three-dimensional object.
Well, they're really good for, if you put it on paper, it makes it, it makes the paper look like a 3D, but I don't know if it goes the other way.
Right.
So I'm thinking it doesn't. But I still wouldn't mind taking one, just to say I've taken one.
Yeah.
The problem is I've got that trigger airbrush. It's still dual stage where I can pull it back a little bit further, but I'm having to do a lot of control like that to try and make sure I don't get too much paint. And I'm actually able to do some straight lines, which is, when I do my was it the pre-basing or whatever it is, the panel line stuff, it doesn't look like
appreciating.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a 3-year-old took a crayon to it. That's more like a 5 and 6-year-old. I'm getting better.
Yeah, it's bad. I was able to use all the kit decals except for on the rudder. Those are the Edward decals, and this big one on the fuselage sides. The rest were all the kit decals, and that trick that you said to use the put it in vinegar and 50% vinegar and water worked really well. So you can see like the bottom, it really settled down on the underside. It really snuggled down nice. And the only problem I had was with the two on the side. I don't know whether it's because of it's probably to do with the curve on the fuselage. It's going one way, then you're going the other way. But it pulled away from all the rivets. But the markings, the little emblems, the two insignias on the wings, top and bottom, they worked fine. So
cool.
That's a nice tip. I'll try that in the future. But
glad I was
Good to
able to help
know.
out on that. So
Yeah, that was a great help. Like I was real discouraged, and then I said, oh, I've never tried this. I'm gonna give it a try, and it's like, wow, it works. So thank you, Matt.
Well, I mean, if you smell like Solvaset or any of those, it smells like vinegar.
Yeah, yeah, that stuff. Yeah, the micro
Yes,
set
George, I
smells
give
just
you
like.
another mic. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trigger one's a little bit harder to control. I almost have to do two hands with it, but I am getting it. I am learning it.
yeah, Matt says the sounds okay. Jim, you're a little muffled, but I think that's just your microphone and your phone, right?
I'm actually using the microphone on my camera,
Okay.
and it's crap.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me okay in
Yeah.
Skype?
Yeah, you're just a little muffled. Sounds like you have you have you have a plastic cup over your mouth, but there's a hole in the bottom of it, so you can still like hear from it. It just gives a little reverb.
I expect you to die.
Yeah.
Oh,
So a little bit of reverb.
Oh. Well, I
I
had
can hear you okay.
my speaker on, but it died.
George says trigger airbrushes are, let's see, he uses just for primer and base coats. Respect to anyone who can control one. So George's got some mad respect for you, Jim.
There. Well, I wish I could say that it was, hey, that's cool, but I had to get it because I can't use a normal airbrush. That finger right there, from all the years of playing pool, and if I do this for a length of time, you see how that shakes like that? I can't hold it like that until it starts hurting.
Oh, wow.
So I have to be able to do this, and then I'll support there. It's almost like a handgun at that point. But I love that Neo. I'm telling you what, if I ever had a chance to buy another airbrush, I wouldn't do it. I just wish they made one in a finer needle.
There's one they were talking about on the last issue, or let's see, the last tooling around on the Fine Skill Modeler YouTube channel. And guy bought one for like $40, and it had a 0.2, a 0.3, and a 0.5.
Ooh, the 0.2 would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know that. It's got it's like the Greco or
Yes. Or Greco.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, I saw those. I think they're a little pricey, but
No, it was only like $40.
really,
Yeah.
huh. I might have to check that out.
Yeah. I'll see if I find the video again. I'll send it to you so you can watch it.
Well, if you haven't figured it out already, my 3D printer's been stupid busy.
Holy cow!
Oh, this is one of this is one of 3, and then I've got like 10 loose ones too on pill bottles. Well, me and my players, we just started a new D&D campaign in a world that it took me about a year to create, and that's what these are all for.
Cool.
Yeah, they're gonna hate me.
Hey guys, I gotta run. So that half hour went by pretty fast.
I did.
Yeah, dude.
It's good talking with you, and hopefully we'll catch up with you next week.
Yep. See you next weekend.
Yep. See you later, Ken. Looking
Have a
forward
great
to
week,
it. Hell
guys.
yeah. No, it's awesome.
Thank you,
Model on.
Jim. Bye, Scott. Bye, Matt.
See ya.
Bye, George. Good night.
Bye bye.
Has it really already been a half an hour? Oh my God, it has.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Where did that go? So what is are you doing the elite stuff today, or
Let's see.
are you skipping it?
I think we'll skip it to this time. It's better when we got more friends and family around. So
Okay with that.
yeah. Everybody else okay if we do CCR versus the Eagles next week?
I'm thinking the CCR is going to take that one, but that's just me. I'm kind of a big CCR fan.
Yeah. Hey, Corey's on.
Hey, Corey.
Okay, let's build. Let's build.
God damn it.
All right. Corey, you building tonight?
Are any of you guys armor builders?
Yes.
Talk to the
This is
gym.
one of the, okay, Jim. Yeah, I started found acupuncture needles. They already got the braiding at the bottom. You can just trim it off, and then you can get them in all different types of lengths and thicknesses.
For
Off
antennas.
eBay. They make great antennas.
Nice.
Better than stretching sprue, that's for sure.
Yeah, these things stay dead on. They're steel, so they stay dead straight.
Is that an Amazon purchase, or you gotta go someplace special for that?
If you look on Amazon, they're called print head cleaning tool rods. But if you look on eBay, they're acupuncture needles, and they're the same thing.
Gotcha.
If you're a fan of going to St. Charles,
Yeah.
there's a store down there called we call it the hippie shop. I don't know. I can't think of the real name of it now, but they sell acupuncture needles there.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, because I go acupuncture every other Saturday, so I just get them from my whatever you used on me.
I always wanted to try to do that. I've
Yeah.
never been to the chiropractor either. I always wanted to try that too.
Oh, I started going to the chiropractor a couple years ago, and my wife wanted to go, so I went with her, and I was calling the guy a kook, and I was really, all kinds of stuff. And then I tried it, and I've never looked back.
Change your world.
That's what
Yep.
everybody keeps telling me. I've never been, and I want to go.
It's worth it.
I've been going since I was 12.
Wow.
Oh, biplane rigging. No thanks, George.
Hey, look at this.
I'm
Speaking
flying
of
up.
rig, so I built me a little jig to learn how to biplane rig. So I'm going to practice
Ooh.
on this before I get into my Edward kits. So I
Wow.
got
I actually have one biplane in my stash.
So I bought this. Hang on, I'll show you. It's fly fishing tubing. It is really, really thin, and it takes the easy line really well, so you can build your little struts on it. So I'm gonna give that
Oh, nice.
a try.
Wow.
Yes.
So here's a question for the group out there. I've been looking online.
Mm-hmm.
Two questions actually. One, does anybody know if the Tiger did stowage?
The Tiger One in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well,
Every tank crew did. but it just didn't take to it as well as like the Stugs and the other stuff. But yeah,
Right.
yeah, I've got some pictures. I mean, because those were the elite crews, and they didn't really send them out as much. So if you're looking at like 43 in North Africa, they really only sent a couple out at a time. So I'm not sure those guys had.
Well, and I did some research. I tried to find a bunch of pictures with those on there, and when I started asking like actual, like I was talking to these guys that are actually building a Tiger. They're restoring a Tiger, and they said that the Germans really didn't do a lot of stowage on the Tiger because its range was crap, so they couldn't use it to really carry stuff. They couldn't use it to carry a lot of stuff because, well, it wasn't going that far.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure, you know, like, I think Kursk, you can look at some of that stuff, but I you know, I'm not sure the difference between, I mean, early war, I think was lighter. So, you know, your early ones, pre-Zimmer and all that, they probably had less stowage because the Germans were, you know.
And that's actually the Tiger that I'm building is the early. This is the early production. This one here. This is the Tiger 1 early.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Which kit is that?
This is the Tamiya kit.
Oh, I built that a few times. I actually hand did Zimmerman on that sucker one time.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that might be. I did some of the flame cuts on the front. I love Uncle Nightshade, but
Oh, that guy. His voice is so soothing.
oh, I know. I can listen to that man talk for hours.
Yeah. Hey, friends.
My friends.
My friend. We were talking about that at work today. My buddy's like, man, that guy is just awesome. But yes, he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned quite a bit from him.
Yeah, he's
Quite a bit.
Yeah, but I can't remember which podcast, but somebody just did a podcast with him, was it? And it was very interesting.
Oh,
You know how he's changing his business model and how he's changing his videos, and trying to get better content out, you know, farther apart. Come on now. No problem rushing things.
Yeah, if anybody wants to join us on Skype, you can pop on over to Skype. We have the Skype link on the Mom with the Mats Facebook page.
Okay.
Be part of the conversation.
Be a part of the story.
Okay, there we go. Hey, Jim. I just got these guys off of Etsy. You probably recognize them.
Hello, Drix. How are you?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to try my Zenithal on those ones.
Good luck. The drow have to be painted a real pale blue, almost white.
Yeah. Yep. Hang on, I'm trying to head upstairs real quick. All right, hang on. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. So for all the anybody here on that are gamers and are here in the United States, sorry George, we have this place called Ollie's that does closeouts and all that, and I picked up the D&D terrain and D&D creatures packs, which regularly retail for, it said on the box, $49.95 or $49.99, and I got them for $3 a box.
Wow. Okay.
Six boxes came home.
And still didn't spend nearly as much as you thought you were going to.
No. And then they had a let's see, they had a D&D board game associated with Dragonlance, and that was $9.
Yeah, the D&D Monopoly.
Yeah.
Also like the Lord of the Rings Monopoly too.
Yes, Corey, you can go check it out. Let's see. Ollie's is on Manchester between Clarkson and, let's see.
I bet you Miniature Market would have it too.
Yeah, you'll pay you'll pay retail for that. This place is a closeout place, so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, on Manchester, past Clarkson going east, and it's on the right-hand side, across the street from Hobby Lobby.
So it's past 270?
No.
Headed east.
You're heading east is before you get the major roads I always associate it's between Clarkson and 141 on Manchester.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, so if you're in the West County area of St. Louis, Missouri,
Hey.
go check out Ollie's and check out their end cap, because that's what they got.
It's a shame, but the gaming store is kind of going away. There is one in Washington, but how they stay in business, I will never know.
Oh, Game Utopia?
Or Game Euphoria, yeah.
Or Euphoria, whatever it is?
Whatever, yeah.
Yes, Matt, that's how you spell it.
Like Ollie. Ollie Oxford Free.
That's gonna have to go. I was gonna do that.
Put this brand new workshop and I'm still running out of room.
I understand.
Yeah, you have an old basement you're running out. Hey, anybody seen Marion tonight?
Yeah, no Marion.
Huh.
Yeah, he's another one that let's see, wish me a happy birthday on the video.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Was that your mom and dad that did that, like right near the beginning?
Yeah, so that was my mom and dad and my aunt.
Sitting on the couch?
Yep. Yep, that was my mom and dad.
I thought so, because I met them at the Gateway show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Matt. He's out of town. Marion's out of town.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's why he's not in studio.
Isn't he doing a show? Huh? thought he went to a model show.
No, he's visiting family up in Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He's going to be there for a couple weeks, he said. All right. It's crazy how massive this airplane is.
You should see the thing. You should see it in real life.
Yeah.
It is definitely humongous.
All right.
You know, it's a good night when the whole stream goes quiet.
Yeah. Everybody's working.
Everybody's working. Oh, the other question I had about the tiger. I've looked at other photos and haven't been able to see it, but I don't think they had an antenna. Or if they did, I haven't been able to find it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a Scott question when he comes back on.
Oh, is he still off? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's off still. He's taking care of something. Yes, George, the pylons were able to pivot.
Nice.
But I'm actually thinking about not using the inboard ones here because they're a little tight to the fuselage. So I might hang the 2 fuel tanks, one here and one here.
Well, I know they pivoted on the real plane. Are they going to pivot on the kit?
I'm gonna glue them. Yes, they do. They do pivot,
Oh, okay.
but I'm gonna cement them in place.
Smart. I've been watching this. I wish I could remember his name now. He actually tried oil weathering. It's a whole video series about how to build the AT-AT.
Oh, nice.
He's building the same kit that I'm going to be starting for the next group build.
Okay.
So that thing only stands like 8 inches tall. I thought it was going to be bigger than that. But I'll take it. I can put it in my display case better that way. He says you got to weather it like armor. You know, it's because technically that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's chipping and you know, dusting and all that other stuff. So I mean, it kind of makes sense. I never really thought about it that way though.
Corey's making noise, just can't hear him. Yes, I like it with the wing swept back.
Yeah.
Plus, it won't take up as much space.
I think it looks good either way, but swept back is. I mean, are you going to be doing it in flight or are you going to be doing it on the ground?
On the ground.
Okay, so they would have had it swept back anyway.
Oh, new video of Weta Lady airbrushing Wonder Woman premium figure. Oh, yes, please do, because it might be the same Wonder Woman that Tiffany has.
Yes. And even if it's not, it's always good to look at.
Yeah. Jim, that thing is still leaking resin out of it.
What is?
The Wonder Woman.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I even had it in.
Well, I mean, if they didn't do it hollow, it's going to leak forever.
Yeah,
Maybe not forever.
I had it in. I had a little container that was wrapped in aluminum foil, and I left my black light in it, and I ran the batteries down 3 times.
Wow, and it still leaks.
It's still leaking.
I wish you could get that file.
Yeah.
I bet I could do a much better job. Not saying that. I mean, the sculpt looks okay, but you got to hollow something like that out. It's too big.
Yeah.
It's too big not to hollow out. And then you're gonna get that. Yes. Well, no, not mud effects, Corey. I'm using a color called Whole Red, which is like a rusty. I think it's a rusty brown. I hope it's a rusty brown. Yes. Wendy's asleep and I can't ask her. No, when I actually burnished this with some burnishing fluid, and it didn't get into the crevices. So now I'm painting it to get into so it doesn't look like this. This is what it looks like coming out of the bath. This is what it looks like after I paint it. Because you don't want the metal to show.
Wow.
Now later on, I'll add, that's like one of the last things I'm gonna do, is add, I have to cut up some pastels and make some pigment powders and do all that. Then I'm gonna go nuts with it.
Wow.
Yeah. But I'm only gonna do the bottom. I'm gonna keep the top relatively clean. I'm gonna do some dusting on it, but that's about it. Honestly, I don't need it to be fully dirty. But I mean, the bottom has to be. I mean, it goes along the ground, for God's sake.
Hi, John. Oh, the lady who paints the Wonder Woman is using an $800 airbrush.
Whoa. And I bet I could do it almost as good a job as she does with a $50 airbrush. I hate it when people do that. You don't need a lot of money to be good at this hobby. You don't need a lot of money to have fun with this hobby. And then when people do that, they're like, well, I need that $800 airbrush. No, you don't. You work with whatever you can get a hold of. I am going to look into that Drex, though. I think I'm going to like that. And if it's less than $100, I'll have to do a quick disconnect on it so I can move back and forth.
Okay. And George completely agrees with you with that. Amen. So.
Yeah, I love that trigger airbrush. I absolutely do, but I need to be able to do a little bit finer work, I think. You know, I'm using I think it's a 5. And I can get some pretty decent thin lines out of it, but you know, for wanting to do the kind of work that like I had to do with this thing when I painted it in just the straight German gray.
Uh-huh.
And then I added like 3 or 4 drops of buff. to the mix, and then just painted the panel lines highlighted. You know, did a little mottling pattern, Mottling modeling pattern, and it actually turned out really good. So it's like a weathering effect. It's like salt weathering, which I almost did. And then I added a little bit more and just really did a lot of the highlights that way. And I can see it, it's really glaringly to me, but seeing it, you know, I showed it to other people and they're like, no, it's real subtle. I can't hardly see it. I'm like, that's what I want. Because to me, I mean, it's like I painted the damn thing pink. The darn thing pink, sorry.
Yeah, all right.
Of course I have it. Sorry, kids stay in school. There.
I totally agree with that, George. If paint is good, don't need an expensive airbrush, but expensive airbrush will spray bad paint.
Amen to that. I mean, if you're going to spend money, right, and you need to spend a little money to get into the hobby. You don't need to buy, I recommend either a Tamiya or an Academy kit for your first kit, or, you know, one of the Revell or Airfix kits. You know, the starter kits, those are actually really good. I like Tamiya paints for beginners because they're easy to work with. They're relatively inexpensive, and you can get all the colors you want. You know, Tamiya extra thin and some simple tools, and you can really, and you don't need the special tools. You really don't. Just start gluing some plastic together.
Yeah.
You know, just you got to go in it. You got to go into the right. You got to go into it with the right mindset. You will ruin the first 2-3 models that you do.
Yeah,
I mean, don't try it, but you're going to.
I had a student go, he's like, why can't I get models that look like yours, Mr. Huckman? I looked at him and I go, I've been doing this for almost 40 years.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, the first 20 of those, the first 20 years of it, they still look pretty crappy.
Yeah. And that's okay. I'm just as proud of those as I am any one of the other ones.
Right.
You know, because I did it. Oh, that was my first model. It looks like shit. Oh, crap. But I did it. You know, I mean, I am absolutely in love with that B25.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried some chipping on it. I chipped every seam line. I literally chipped every seam line. Yeah. It looks like somebody sprinkled stripper glitter on it. It's horrible. But I love it. So yeah, it's gonna happen.
So Guns is pretty much Tamiya, but with FS colors. Interesting.
And aren't Guns a little bit more expensive than the Tamiya paints? I thought they were.
I've never found any places that carry them around where we live.
Doesn't Mark Twain carry those? The Mr. Colors and all that?
No. I have not seen them there.
I sure as heck haven't seen them at Schaefer's.
No, I've seen... let's see, at Mark Twain, I've seen them with... Vallejo, Tamiya, Life Color,
Yep.
Mission Models, and the
They're
Revell
big
paint, which is
AK.
absolutely
They
garbage.
got a lot of AK stuff too. They're big on the AK stuff.
Yes, they do have some AK stuff there, but no Mr. Color or Mr. Hobby or anything like that. But then, according to Scott, that's where you can get the self-leveling thinner now. Oh no, that was at Schaefer's.
Yeah, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because I have looked, because that isn't that Mr. Leveling thinner? Isn't that that is acrylic thinner, right?
Yeah. That's unicorn tears, man.
Telling you, I would love to get a hold of some of that stuff.
Oh, Mr. Colors are lacquer. Okay. Guns, Aqueous, and Henry are compatible. Oh, nice.
So they have two different lines, is what? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Hobby versus Mr. Color. So Mr. Color are their lacquers, and Mr. Hobby is their acrylics. Okay,
All right.
I get that right, George?
Mr. Color are their lacquers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matt, if you're still on, I think we should do the next week. Do the Christmas vacation quote lines.
Oh, that reminds me, and this is for Matt as well. I actually found a 1/700 scale model of Spaceball 1.
What?
I did. It's a 3D print. I want it so bad I can taste it. They also they also have the model in the same scale. The Eagle One, the Winnebago. Yeah. It's awesome. And the base, it's so funny. The base you put it's the Spaceball 1 comes with a base, and on it it says Spaceballs, the model base.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might get a hold of that.
Oh yeah, they do have home roll paint there too. That's right.
Oh, it's Schaefer's, yeah. Aren't those the ones that come in the little metal, like,
Paint pots?
or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever used them?
I have not.
I have not either.
I bought one and got scared.
You know, that's one thing about modelers. They tend to, I do anyway, I don't know about anybody else, but I tend to be very, very loyal to certain paints. I'm a big Tamiya fan. I really am.
Barbatos Rex claims Unicorn Tears can thin enamel like Humbrol and Model Master and half the drying time. Okay.
Wow. What are Unicorn Tears?
That's the self-leveling thinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's go under, it looks like. Let's see.
A little buffage. Well, they say that was that Mr. Leveling Thinner. It'll thin lacquers, acrylics, enamels. I mean, it's good for almost anything. I mean, Will Patterson uses it for everything. No. Don't even get me started on Model Master. I wish I still had it. Their cockpit green was the best I've ever seen. And it's so hard to find good cockpit green right now.
Now you talking like U.S. cockpit green?
Yeah. Like the chromite.
Oh,
Chromite green.
gotcha. Let's see.
The one that comes close to me is the oh, hold on. XF13, the JA green, but if you got to add a little yellow to it.
Yeah.
You got to be careful because you add too much yellow, then it just goes all drab.
Thought I used to have some of that.
What?
No, chrome yellow. Never mind. Look at some of my old. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's some old Model Masters. Zinc. Let's see, green zinc chromate.
Is it any good? That's it.
Yeah, still liquidy.
I may have to make a visit to the Met Cave.
Yeah. I got green. I also think I got yellow too.
Yeah, but if you mix green and yellow together, it makes all drab.
Yeah, but I got green zinc chromate. I also got yellow zinc chromate too.
What did they use the yellow for?
That was inside some of the bombers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. George still has some of the Model Master. I still have some of the Model Master from, but I don't spray it because it's I have all of the enamel stuff.
Yeah.
I ain't airbrushing that yet. I'm not brave enough to do that.
Oh crap. Well, crap. I ran out of flat earth.
XF52?
Huh?
XF52?
Yeah.
I got some.
Well, unless you can send it through the phone. I thought I had another jar. I have too many paints.
Hey, ready, Jim? Here you go. 1, 2, 3. Nah, it didn't work. Sorry.
Stop showing off anytime. You can stop showing off anytime you want.
Now I was gonna see if I can throw it through the camera here and have it pop over onto your screen. That'd be funny.
Hey, thanks.
Save on shipping.
Yo, that's why I can't wait for the teleporter to be embedded. Well, what they're waiting for. Can't tell me they haven't already done it. Matt says he only has Chrysler Red Model Master.
Okay.
That's one more of the. I'm telling you what, you know that. Yeah, I bought this stuff at the last show.
Uh-huh.
I need to get their dark rust. This stuff is awesome, but I didn't know it was enamel.
Ah. Gotcha.
That means I just ruined my brush. They do. It's a shame that the Model Masters actually went out of business because they look so good.
Right. They were the closest stuff to federal standard for forever.
Right. And they really were the go-to. And I don't understand how a company like that can just, you know what I mean? They just let it go.
Yep. They're like, hey.
Well, didn't testers in general go out of business?
Rust-Oleum bought them out.
Yeah. I think they dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Because they could have made a lot of money doing it. Well, maybe I didn't. Okay. Using my magical mixture of alcohol and water.
For your
They never meet. Yeah, I keep it in, like, I fill this about halfway up with alcohol, and I put, like, it's like a shot glass. I put 2 of those of water in there so that it captures all the particles in the bottom.
Gotcha.
And then I keep it in a mason jar so it doesn't evaporate. Because alcohol's expensive. How's that for Rusty? These are actually the spare tracks that are going on the front.
Nice.
Sufficiently nastified. Let those dry. I love metal tracks.
What's that? What's that? Did you say?
I said I love metal tracks.
You weren't saying that a couple weeks ago.
Well, that's because it was relaxing.
I was gonna say you were not having fun.
Oh, I was sort of having fun. You know, it is a lot of work. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. And after a while, you get into kind of a groove, and you'll start just slapping them together. And once you get into that rhythm, it's okay.
Right.
It may be a lot of work, but you just can't beat the results. You just can't. I mean, look at how those lay, right? Rubber bands don't lay like that. And even like the link, I don't like the link in length. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I don't like those because, you know, the upper portion of them is a solid piece. They don't move. So how do you these tracks were like super heavy, and there was a good 1 to 2 foot difference in between the wheels. So they have to sag, and you can't really do that. It's all about the sag. Yeah, this tank's turning out all right. Pretty happy with it so far.
George goes actual metal tracks, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's the Furrow models. This is what they look like before they get burnished. So yeah, each link, that's what these pins are right here. So basically, I take a piece of double-sided tape or whatever, put it on my bench, and I'll stick a bunch of these pieces together, and then I stick. They give you this brass wire. I don't know if you guys can see it, it's pretty small, but it's crap. So I went and got some 0.2 millimeter sewing pins from Michaels, and they're long. They're like 4 inches long. Well, this thing's not even, maybe an inch, so I can use one pin for 2 lengths. So yeah, and I mean, you know, plastic tracks or rubber tracks, they don't do that. They just don't. I actually think I threw the tracks that this thing had in it away. But yeah, it's just basically white metals made by a company in, I think they're out of Yugoslavia or something, right? But yeah, I found them when I was building the M113, the ACAV, and what a difference that made. I mean, you can't beat that, right? And you know, these are all the extras. Now I just play with it. It's like a fidget toy. I just play with it now. And then you take the, like, Meg makes this stuff called burnishing fluid that you basically soak them overnight, and they turn that color, that real nasty, chipped, rusty look. It's like almost like gun bluing, and they look great. You know, a little paint, little speckle, and then they turn out like that. You know, that's actually the extra track on the front of the tank, and they always got really nasty and rusty, so yeah. And you're right, I cuss a lot when I build them.
We still love you.
Not when I'm on the show. I try not to when I'm on the show.
Again, we still love you.
I appreciate it. I love you guys too. It's a wonder anybody tolerates me.
All right, let's see.
Oh, crap.
George had no idea that metal tracks were a thing because he goes, to quote Marion, "I'm not an armor guy."
Yeah.
And Matt followed up with "Viva Las Vegas."
There you go. That's what we should do one day, just for Marion. Do a Sweet 17 with nothing but Viva. So Viva Las Vegas versus Viva Las Vegas. Oh, good. George, you're going to love that little pop toy thing. I love this thing. I mean, it is fun to play with. But, you know, for putting your, like, miniature paints in, like the speed paints, or really any of the paints, you know, they can sit there and dry, and it's silicone. So they pop it out, and it just pops right off. You know, and I mean, look at all the color choices.
Yeah, I just got the little one right here. Let's see.
Yeah, did Teddy get that, or did you get that?
Scott got that for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. When he heard that Tiffany was gonna do, miniature or the painting, he's like, he got like a double pack. He's like, I'm gonna need both of these. He's like, here, you take it. I was like, cool, thanks. So, shout out to
great.
Scott,
They
even though
really do.
he might catch this later on, but.
Well, it's funny you say that, George, because this one says made in China. So that's probably true. But I actually got that idea from a miniature painter. He does, they call him Uncle Adam. He wears a fez all the time. And you know, he was talking about tools that are great for modeling or painting that you wouldn't think are, and this is one of them. And I saw that, I'm like, oh, I gotta have me one of those. And I found it at the local gas station where I stop and get my coffee. So, oh, there's Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany, you're gonna love this thing. If you haven't already used it, you're gonna love it. He'll be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog food out of Hong Kong.
So, Jim, when you were in the Seabees, where all did you go? Or can you not disclose that at this current moment in time?
Well, I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. No, I don't. I was mainly stationed out of San Diego.
Okay.
Right there on Coronado Island, what they call the Silver Strand.
Okay.
We were right across. We were literally right across the base from Buzz. We'd see our mess hall. They would come in, and our chow hall they would come in and use.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, you've never seen a sadder bunch of guys. Oh man, these guys they get rode hard and put away wet. So I was in San Diego for a while. I've been to Guam, which was awesome. I did some time here in St. Louis at the Reserve Readiness Center right there by the airport.
Okay.
And then I did my basic training in Chicago, Great Lakes.
Ah.
Which is now the only naval training base, U.S. naval training base in the world.
Oh, so if you go to the Navy, you're going to Great Lakes.
If you join the Navy and you go to boot camp, that's where you'll go. My year in '91 was the first year when they started to integrate males and females together.
Okay.
And that was right after Tailhook and all that jazz. I originally didn't start out as a CB. I actually was an engineman throughout my whole Navy career. Diesel engines, that sort of thing. That's what I worked on. And I was actually a part of all fleet support, which was basically on tenders, and we would do what they call unrep or underway replenishment, where you shoot the rope over to the next ship, and the two ships are steaming side by side. We would do that and do fuel and parts and all that. And then there was a chance to join the Seabees, and I jumped at it. I was all over that. Yeah, so we did a lot of our. Oh, I'm sorry. I also was at Camp Pendleton. I had to go there for my combat training.
Okay.
So, because in the Seabees, you can be in the Seabees and not get its culture. It's not a Sea Whiz. There's a metal pin that you get. It's the CB. It's the B.
Okay.
And the only way you can get that is it's your CB combat pin. And the only way to do that is to go through actual Marine combat training. I do not recommend it.
Gotcha.
The Marines are freaking hardcore. So I was at Pendleton for a little while to do that, and then Guam, mainly Guam and San Diego. I did most of my time in San Diego.
Okay.
So, yeah, I didn't get to travel as much. Like a dummy, I turned down a billet in Hawaii. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. But yeah, that's why I'm big into the World War II naval aircraft, because we get to see it. We got to see them all the time. Almost every naval base you go to has one sitting out in front.
Just got one chilling.
And tell Tiffany that the bench ain't going anywhere. She needs to come down and visit him. Especially, you're all by yourself. She can be down there now. I'm dying to see that Wonder Woman finish.
I know. You and me both.
I want to see Babby get done.
I want to do Iron. I want to start doing Iron Man, but at the same time, he just looks cool the way he is.
It is kind of cool. I've got a 3D print on my office desk at work. Not been painted, and every single time people pick it up and look at it and play with it. I think you could do a lot with the Iron Man, though. I would like to see you use the Vallejo real metal on those. You'd have to tint it with some maybe like clear red.
Right.
I wonder how that would take. That makes me want to print one of my own. But I do have this dude that's still in the gray.
Man. That's cool.
Off with his head.
Off with his head.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm
cool.
gonna get a chance. I'm gonna get a chance to use that real metal because this is all plate metal. It's all plate metal right here.
Ugh, man.
And look, he's hollow.
Oh, look, he's hollow. Yep.
It just. Oh no way.
What?
I just broke him.
Oh no.
I broke off his little beard. God dang it. Super glue. Well, I always keep it handy. That's the one thing about this resin printing thing. The Iron Man's not so bad because there's no little parts. I was dry brushing all these other miniatures, and I broke a Velociraptor that I printed up for my game. I'm just dry brushing it, snapped them right off at the legs. This stuff is brittle as hell. Now, Iron Man's not so bad because he's a thick, chunky boy, but stuff that sticks out, yeah, you got to be careful with it.
Yep. All right, Matt. See you later, man. Model on. I'll catch you Friday.
Hey,
And looking at the time, it's 10 after 10.
oh man.
So,
Okay.
in the great words of my mom used to say, "Hey, we're starting to smell kind of pumpkin-y," which means we're starting to get to that point where we're starting to get close to that midnight. So don't want to turn into a pumpkin.
Uh-oh.
So I think I'm gonna bail out too, guys.
All right.
Thanks for
Yeah,
being on,
be
guys.
safe.
Thanks, Jim, for being on Skype tonight, and Scott, and George, and Matt, and Corey on live chat. So appreciate you guys.
Guys, be safe.
As always, I'm Matt,
I'm not Matt.
and everybody else is not Matt.
Not
So,
Matt.
Jim, I'll catch you next week. Everybody else,
All
see you
right.
later. Let's see. I'll see if I can change this camera back. See if it'll let me do that. Let's go back to the integrated camera. There we go.
There we go.
All right, there's my beautiful face. My beard coming in nicely. I like it. So, let's see.
Thanks, only radio loves.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. Model
Yeah.
on. See ya.